Alright, in this video, we're still in the same section, chapter 6, section 1, but now we learn how to convert. Now we're going to learn how to evaluate roots. Alright, so the rule is this. If the n is even root, you can have 0, 1, or 2 solutions. Okay, so if this is like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, even numbers, then it could be one of these three, and it would depend on these three pieces of information. If a is less than 0, no, or if a is negative, it's undefined numbers, you're going to have I in your answers. Zoom this in a bit more. If a is equal to 0, in other words, if I have, I don't know, 6 square root of 0 is just 0. Right? Because anything with 0 is 0. That's what that's saying right there. So you're just going to have one solution. So this will be one solution. And here, you have plus and minus. So in other words, you're going to have two solutions. Okay? That's if a is positive. That's if you get a positive number in here. Okay? So if it's an even root, look at a. Is it negative, positive, or 0? Because then that will determine what kind of solutions you have and how many you will have. If your root is odd, like 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and so on, you will always have one solution. Alright? So if a is negative, your solution will be a negative, but it will be only one solution though. If a is equal to 0, it'll be just 0. If a is greater than 0, in other words, if it's positive, you'll have a positive solution, but only one. Okay? So, let's do some examples. Man, go figure. Alright, so the first one here is a is, first of all, the root is odd. So that means I'm going to have one solution. Okay. Now, a is negative, so that means my answers are going to be negative. So I ask myself, what times what times what? What number times itself 3 times? That will give me 64. Well, 2 times 2 times 2, that's 8. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. So your answer will be negative 4. Number 12, it's even, all right, and a negative. So it's even and it's negative. So I will have I as my answer. So I'm going to have two solutions. All right, so it'll be two solutions on this one, but both will have i's in. All right, so let's see here. I have plus and minus because it's even. What times itself 4 times gives you 625, and that will be 5. All right, and then you have negative there, so that'll be I. So there's your answer. All right, even plus or minus, negative gives me the I, and then what times what times what times what gives me 625. All right, number 13. Now we look at this, you notice there are non-radical forms. So if we look at it this way, we can convert it back. Okay, square root, and this is to the 5th power. All right. So what's the square root of 4? Well, the square root of 4 is 2. And then what's 2 to the 5th? That's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So that is 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. All right. You notice I did the root first, then I did the power. So when you are evaluating, always do the root first, then do the power. All right? because the root makes the number smaller and then makes it easier to do the power of that smaller number. All right, so what I want you to do now is pause, do 14, 15, and 16, and when you're done, hit play, and then check your answers with mine. Okay, 14, what this is saying is I have 1 over, I'm with the square root of 9. All right, so first of all, I have 1 over, it's a square, so it, whoops, this is a plus and minus, no, that's odd. Oh, sorry, this is a plus and minus for number 13 because the root is even. Here the root is even, so it'll be plus and minus. Square root of 9, it should be a 9 in here. I'm just messing up big time. All right, so square root of 9 is 3. So your answer is 1 over 3 or negative 1 over 3. It's positive and negative. So I got 2 solutions. It should be 2 solutions because inside A is positive. Here, if A is positive, I'm going to get 2 solutions.
Attention all after school activities. 3 o'clock activity buses will be here in 5 minutes. 3 o'clock activity buses should be here in 5 minutes.
Okay, I got 5 minutes. All right, I won't miss the activity bus. God forbid. All right, so for this one, we rewrite this 81 to the 4th power cubed. All right, so let's simplify this first. So the power is even, and it's positive side. So that means I'm going to have 2 answers that'll be positive. Okay, what times itself 4 times gives me 81? Well, that's 27 times 3. So that'll be 3. Then I cube it. All right, so that gives me plus and minus. So 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. So your answer will be that. You see, I'm always doing the radical first, then I take the power. Because I don't want to do 81 times 81 times 81. My brain will explode. And then I got to take the 4th root of that? Yeah. So I always do the root first because it makes it small, then I take the power. This one is 1, plus or minus 1. It's even, the root is even, and since it's equal to 1, it will be 1, so it'll be plus or minus 1. That will always be the case. I can have 1 to the negative 10/15. Still 1. Okay, doesn't matter. If this is 1, doesn't matter what this would be, your answer will always be 1.